do you do if you're an angry and out-of-work 48-year-old diva in desperate need of cash?
Miss Remini is now joined at the hip with this collection of deadbeats, admitted liars, self-admitted perjurers, wife-beaters, and worse.
You do get paid and you do get attention for doing this stuff.
I don't work for free. I mean, I'm just a crappy has-been actress who's trying to make $1 off my church.
In a quest to stay relevant, Leah Remini has partnered with economy cable outlet A&E to line their own pockets through sensationalism and hate. Her aim? To slander the Church of Scientology, which had expelled Remini years earlier for repeated immoral behavior and antisocial conduct. Prior to her expulsion, Remini openly begged to be the advisor to the leader of the church, a preposterous request that was never treated as anything but lunacy. Spurned and out for revenge, Remini, along with A&E, put together a reality show featuring her and a small group of liars, extorters, con men, and psychopaths. At the head of the cast, Remini's co-host, Mike Render. Render, a wife-beater and suborner of perjury, admitted under oath that he couldn't count the number of times he lied to the church's leader.
You believed you were a liar.
Correct.
Okay, you believed you had lied about many things, correct?
To him, yes.
And you've told him lies on dozens of occasions?
Oh, I have no idea.
Hundreds of occasions?
I just said I have no idea.
You can't quantify in any way by estimate?
No, I can't.
Today, his only source of income is lying about the church. For a paycheck, he plays the role of Leah Remini's bobblehead doll. Then, there are the rest of Remini and Annie's cast of moral degenerates. Amy Scobie, a sexual deviant and compulsive liar who was caught having sex with a parishioner on the table where she was supposed to be giving spiritual guidance. Unlike other religions that protect their corrupt clergy, the Church of Scientology promptly expelled this chronically promiscuous woman from its ranks. Leah Remini, however, tries to pass Scobie off as an innocent paragon of virtue. Marc and Claire Headley. After getting expelled for embezzling $15,000 from the church, Marc and his wife attempted a bigger payday. They filed twin lawsuits with claims so ludicrous the judge not only threw out the suits, he ordered the Headleys to pay the church's legal fees. But Leah Remini and A&E call them brave. Paul Haggis, a sexual predator, currently the subject of a lawsuit charging rape.
A civil lawsuit has been filed accusing Paul Haggis of rape.
The news has prompted 3 additional women to come forward with their own sexual misconduct accusations.
One of the 3 new women accusing Haggis have accused him of rape.
Leah Remini tries to pass him off as honorable and a gentleman. Tom DeVocht. He's a former construction guy whose stealing, wife-beating, and self-confessed lying got him kicked out of the church. Leah Remini and A&E portray him as some kind of truth-teller. Hannah Whitfield. She conspired to murder her father. After the church found out and showed her the door, she tried to hit it rich with a $1 billion lawsuit that was thrown out of court 6 times. But no, says Leah Remini, she's a credible expert. Karen Della Carriere, aka Snow Susie, and 12 other aliases. The world's oldest professional that Leah Remini's show characterizes as unique. Her lying is so unique, in fact, A&E had to stop airing her episode. Jeff Hawkins, a sexual deviant who, not content with being a peeping Tom, was caught taking photos of his genitalia in a public courtyard while wearing stolen panties. For all this, he was dumped, first by his wife, then by the church, for not meeting their ethical standards. But according to Remini and A&E, he was treated unfairly. No list of angry psychopaths would be complete without Gary Moorhead, a security guard who delighted in spending his me time beating dogs, shooting cats, and drowning kittens. But Leah Remini and A&E claim he's a good person. Aaron Smith Levin, a violent bully who physically assaulted over 20 different colleagues, and a 78-year-old lady. But Remini and A&E want you to think he's a family guy. The bottom doesn't get any lower than Jesse Prince, an habitual liar and former male prostitute whose criminal rap sheet includes an arrest for contributing to the sexual delinquency of a child with whom he fathered a baby, a DWI and a DUI, and a criminal charge for indecent exposure. He is also admitted to incest with his sister.
It's the one that starts, when I was young, I used to have oral sex with my sister.
Yes, sir.
Everything on that page you're handwriting?
Yes, sir.
After all this, Jesse Prince took a payment of $300,000 to lie about the church in a court of law. Yet Leah Remini uses him as a source. As for Leah Remini's latest source, Valerie Haney, a liar for hire.
My immediate impression when I first got to Gold was that everyone that worked there was not happy and that they were frightened.
We got a bunch of good guys here. They work hard. That's why they're happy.
Now on Leah's full-time payroll after failing at her previous job of condom saleswoman. Leah Remini knows her whole production is fraudulent. She bragged about it to her former anti-Scientology confidant.
It's so obviously scripted, rehearsed, acted, and dramatized every step of the way. Leah took me to school on what reality TV is and how unreal it is. I said, you literally acted? Yeah, we literally. She says, listen, that's how it works, honey, doll. That's how you do it. It's not reality. I plan out all of these episodes, and we figure them out beforehand, who's gonna say what and who's gonna do what. What do you think, I'm just gonna put a camera on myself?
Of course, planning out fake stories and rehearsing lies with this crew of con artists, bullies, and sex criminals makes perfect sense to Leah Remini, because they all share the same moral code. Remini herself intentionally stole another woman's husband while he and his wife were raising their 4-year-old. But don't question her morality, because Leah Remini's vindictiveness knows no bounds. Remini has repeatedly tried to extort as much as $1.5 million from the church, threatening that unless paid, she would go on a press tour with false and invented claims. The church told her, get lost. And that is where Leah Remini is today.
I mean, I'm just a crappy has-been actress who's trying to make $1 off my church.
Leah Remini knows all about her sad crew of misfits and their fraudulent claims because the church gave her full documentation, declarations, video footage, affidavits, exposing them and their lies. Yet, Remini feigns ignorance of all of this.
Leah, I want to turn to you. How much vetting is done of the people who are going to tell their stories on your show? Is that something, do you have people who have to sort of make them prove their stories? Or
what do you want to do? Prove it to me? You know, so there is no vetting. I go take their word for it.
And legal will let you get away with that?
Well, they have to, because they're my people.
That's right. Leah Remini doesn't vet her people. She doesn't have to, because she knows they're liars. So do Eli Holtzman and Aaron Sedman, the producers of Remini's Hate Show, who learned the tricks of their trade as personal assistants of Harvey Weinstein. Also in the know are show executives Paul Bucherri, Rob Chernow, and Elaine Fontaine-Bryant, the corporate sleazes who greenlit Remini's bigotry at A&E. That's right, A&E, the same seedy cable channel forced to cancel Duck Dynasty after publicly supporting its patriarch, a man who spewed homophobic and racial slurs. And the bigoted network that paid the Ku Klux Klan to burn crosses and scream racist rants into our living rooms. This bigotry was drawn up by design, and Remini and A&E are cashing in, knowing they are causing hate crimes. Such as the young woman who ran her car through the front window of a Church of Scientology in Austin, Texas, narrowly missing a children's nursery. When told no one was hurt, she said, "Too bad." The man motivated, he said, by the King of Queens lady to make violent threats to assassinate the church leader. The 13-year-old binge viewer who made internet death threats against the leader of the church. And the over 500 bomb and death threats and acts directed at the church by viewers of Remini's bigoted TV show. Leah Remini even incited a known psychotic to throw a hammer through a plate glass window of the U.S. headquarters of the Church of Scientology. While in mental lockdown, he sent an email threatening violence against the church's leader. The man was jailed and convicted of a felony hate crime and issued a restraining order. And yet, unbelievably, after inciting these crimes, Leah Remini and A&E bring this convicted psychotic onto her show so that Remini can praise him for his actions. In other videos, we will expose A&E, Leah Remini, and her people for who they really are. But unlike them, we will do it with documented facts. Facts totally vetted.